So this is actually where our day's at. I know the screen's a little dirty, but take a look at this. So, just want to get a little video of all this, just to be able to show it. It's, Blair's kind of in a scary little ordeal today. Wow. So Blair was sitting right here, and she actually got hit from the side right here. All the curtain airbags deployed. So these F-150s are just great vehicles. She actually has no injury, really. She's a little sore. We're actually in the hospital right now, taking a look over Eva, make sure everything's fine. So she's in really good hands. I'm running all these errands real quick, taking care of everything, and I'm hopefully getting back to her in about 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm gonna hurry. I don't know, can't even talk right now. A lot going on, but trying to do all this in a hurry. Just grab everything out of here and then head back to her. What was it? A couple days ago. I got a phone call from Blair while I was, she just dropped me off at the office, and I got a phone call basically saying that she's been in a wreck. So I left everything, ran right out the door, because apparently she did it right outside the office. And yeah, there's already, I saw 2 cars, including our truck, all banged up, and Blair on the side of the road. She was fine for the most part. We found out later. So, but
yeah. So, I don't know, I guess we could just kind of tell y'all what happened, what we've been doing this week.
Yeah, what all we've been through so far.
So Monday, like he said, Monday morning I dropped him off at the gym, and
you dropped me off to go to the gym.
Sorry.
Yeah. I wasn't working out.
I dropped him off at work. I was heading to the gym, and I got T-boned in an intersection that was literally right in front of his office. So I had been driving for maybe 30 seconds. So, I don't even know where to start. I guess I got hit to where I was kind of like pulled off to the side of the road. I couldn't open the driver's side door because he hit me like right here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here. He hit me right here. I was probably going about 25, 30. I think he was going faster. I don't know for sure. But it definitely was a good impact. All the airbags deployed. And I couldn't open the driver's side door, so I climbed over to the passenger side and got out, because I didn't know, like, in my head I'm thinking in movies, like, like stuff leaks, like, I mean, you don't know what happened. I don't know if the engine got hit or if the gas tank got hit. So I got out immediately, and I grabbed my phone, which was on the floorboard on the way out, and I called him, and I was like, hey, it was just in a wreck, because I knew he was right there. There were already 2 people on the scene. There was a guy that was sitting at the light and that watched it happen. He was right here.
Just happened to be an attorney too.
Yeah, so he had already come out, and he was making sure I was okay. There was another lady that I think had come out of the building right next to the intersection. She called 911, and then the guy in the truck, I think he was slowly getting out because he hit head on, so I'm sure that he had a good jolt. So I sat on the curb, and I guess I was just trying to process what was happening, because it all happened so fast. Like, I didn't have the cop, and insurance was asking, like, if I was able to do any evasive action. Like, I mean, hitting the brakes wouldn't have done anything. Like, if anything, I guess I should have, like, sped forward. But it was like one of those things I didn't have time to react. Like, by the time I saw him coming, that was it. And so I didn't start crying until I saw him coming, because I think that's whenever I realized, like, what had happened. But yeah, my biggest concern was Eva.
That was all of our biggest concerns. So as soon as I got there, I started talking to everybody that I could. I mean, obviously talked to her, make sure she was, for the most part, okay. I wasn't going to be sure until EMS checked her out. EMS were on scene, fire came, police came. I got all the information, so everything was taken care of pretty quickly, actually really quickly. And then we were able to actually drive both vehicles off into a parking lot. So everything went well there. So the cars were drivable.
I felt okay. Yeah. Like, I didn't have, and I know that your adrenaline gets going and you can't really feel anything, but I was like kind of like looking around, and I was moving my head, I was talking to people. Like, I didn't black out, I didn't anything, but I do know that my head hit the airbag. That we had the side airbags, which
F-150s are awesome.
yes,
by the way.
which saved me because my head hit the airbag. If it was not there, the airbag that deployed over the windows, my head would have hit the window and I probably would have lost consciousness. But
Full
I
curtain.
didn't have any, like, there was no pain or anything, like even in my stomach where Eva is, I didn't feel any pain, but I didn't know for sure. And so I had 2 or 3 different medics check me out. They were checking blood pressure, heart rate, asking for any pains, you know, making sure I knew where I was, like what day it was. They asked who the president was. So everything there was okay, but I was just, I didn't know what had happened inside with Eva. I was wearing my seatbelt, and so there was a little bit of a mark. I think it's gone now, right here from where the seatbelt was, and then it was underneath my belly. So that was like my biggest concern, was how big of an impact did she take. So we talked to the cops for a little bit, talked to the guy that was in the other truck, which he was in a truck too. So again, I'm really thankful that I was in a truck, because had I been lower, I don't know what would have happened.
Also different car, different airbags. Yeah,
right. So the truck, I felt safe, as safe as I could have been in that, because I didn't really feel much as far as the wreck goes. And even today, this is 3 days after, I don't feel like much of anything, like any pains or anything, like soreness, not much at all. So the truck took all of the impact. So after that happened, his parents came, you know, they're in town, so they came over, and the guy in the other truck is okay. I think he had a little bit of neck stiffness. He was kind of going like this. Everybody just wanted to make sure that me and the baby were okay.
The guy was really actually cool. The guy in the other truck. The firefighters were awesome. Like, they wanted to wait around with us, make sure everything was good.
Yeah, everybody on the scene
everyone's cool.
Was so helpful, and I'm so thankful for the 2 people that were on scene, the 2 witnesses, I guess. They talked to the cops as well. And
someone even brought us waters.
So that was somebody from a restaurant that's right there brought us waters. The lady that had called 911, she was like, she sat there and was kind of like rubbing my shoulder right after it happened, and she said, I just want to let you know I'm praying for you. And the attorney was really nice. So, you know, after I got all checked out, I went into the ambulance. They wanted to make sure I was okay. They, you know, said that you could take an ambulance ride, but I was like, no, we'll just drive, because we were 5 minutes away, and I felt like I checked out, but I knew that I needed to get somewhere to make sure Eva was okay. So we rode, he drove to the hospital, which is 1 block away, like not a block, but like 5 minutes away.
It's 1 exit down, basically.
We went to their women's center and let them know what happened. So we signed in. They took us into a room. I had to tell what happened like 5 or 6 times, and then they actually sent me over to the ER to get checked out. But that was more for me, making sure that I'm okay. There's no neck injury, no like hip or anything, like pelvic injury or anything. So then they sent us back to the women's center, where we found out then that I would have to be under observation for 24 hours to make sure that Eva was okay.
Of course, they tell us that after we're admitted, and so we couldn't really go back on that too easily. So we went ahead and did it. Yeah,
but they hooked me up to a little monitor that monitored contractions. It monitored Eva's heart rate. And so they wanted to make sure everything was okay there. And so basically the issue that they were concerned about, which would have been in the first 6 hours, what the doctor said, is placenta abruption, which is where there's a tear or the placenta detaches or something like that from the actual impact. So she said they wanted to make sure that there was no issue with that, because that's the main concern. They said that, you know, baby's heart rate was okay. You know, she was still moving around. She seemed fine in there, but they wanted to make sure that nothing was going to happen with the placenta. They wanted to make sure there was no like fluid leakage or anything like that.
Or drop in heart rate, things like that. So what we did is we basically just waited around. We were
in the hospital for over 24 hours.
Yeah, and she was in a hospital bed. I was running errands as much as I could. I got all of the car stuff already pretty much taken care of, as far as, insurance and things like that, and just communication with everybody. I mean, it was pretty well orchestrated for everything that actually happened. So, I mean, it was a pretty scary little event.
Yeah. And so, being in the hospital, and they said that if anything were to happen to the placenta, I would have to go in for an emergency C-section.
Which is like what we're trying to,
going
we're
from
opposed to it.
Having, it's not what we had in mind. But going from being in a wreck to, hey, you might have this baby via emergency surgery today is a lot. And so, I was trying my best not to stress, because I knew that, one, I'd already been under enough stress, Eva was under enough stress, and then worrying about it would only make things possibly worse. So I just laid there for a day, and
I took care of everything and hit it well.
The nurses were nice, they were helpful, the doctor was very informative, and as much as I didn't want to be there, I knew that it was what was best, because we needed to make sure Eva was okay. So after constant monitoring for 24 hours, no sleep, right before we left, they did an ultrasound to make sure everything looked good. So all my fluids look good, placenta's good, Eva's just fine, her heart rate is good, my blood pressure is all fine.
Even after the wreck, they're like, blood pressure's kind of normal, or they said something along those lines.
Yeah, so
everything's good.
Yeah, everything checked out, and then we were released at about 11 yesterday. And so I knew that, right before we left, they did the ultrasound, and I was really glad they did, because it gave me, like, that extra peace of mind, because I actually got to see Eva, because her head is down, like, right where the seatbelt was, and so I was like, I don't, of course, her heart rate was fine, she's moving around, but I have this constant worry, like...
Well, yeah, and so the collision was on the side, so what happens with that is it shakes you sideways, but at least there's no compression against the belly, and which is I was really worried about. So if it was a front end car
there's
wreck,
a little bit on this side.
Yeah,
I've got a little bit of bruising on my belly where the seatbelt was right under here.
But there's room to move her, and so I think they're only worried about the placenta detachment, not so much compression on the actual, on Eva, and so that's what I was really worried about. But we checked everything. I mean, everything looks good. They checked, make sure the placenta's in place. They said that she has a lot of fluid. So apparently Eva's really safe in there.
She's super cushioned.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to me, like, what you can go through, like, what our bodies can go through.
Yeah.
And she's still safe, like...
Yeah. The only thing is, the one thing didn't make it through, and that is the truck. Yeah. So the truck was a total loss. But insurance, it's a great thing. So we have insurance on, all of this, and then, of course, the car itself. And so... insurance is great. I've wanted to cancel it so many times. Not cancel it, right? But just like
downgrade it.
Downgrade it. And I even did that. I talked about it the day before I got into my little accident where I hurt my knee, and I just
Your little accident.
It was a little accident. It was a bad accident. But yeah, don't take those things for granted. It's good to have good insurance. I mean, it saved us twice already. So
yeah, it's just very scary. And, but I'm just thankful to be okay. We're okay. But, man, we almost had Eva on Monday.
If we didn't have that F-150 and it was a smaller car, say the CRV, which I'm now the only one that's allowed to drive that for a little while. I'm not going to be
driving for a while.
Yeah. So I'll be taking her. I'll be the chauffeur for a little while. Yeah. And so, yeah, we'll definitely be careful. But that being said, everyone else needs to be careful, too, out there. So just be very safe, be very aware. Make sure you're not thinking of other things while driving around or looking at other things. Like, just focus on the task at hand. Kind of thing. So.
Yeah, and I'm proud to say there were no cell phones involved, but do not ever be on your cell phone while you're driving.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder of just being thankful for your health and everything we have. And
yeah,
I'm really thankful that, I'm very lucky that there's no injury at all.
Yeah, nothing. Slight bruising.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get Eva checked out again, hopefully this week. And then we actually have weekly checkups all the way until the due date.
Yeah, so we've got an appointment either Monday or Tuesday, but we're probably going to go again Friday to double check at the birthing center, too, because we went to the hospital. And so, yeah, just taking all the precautions, but so far she's been just as active as ever. And I don't know. I was telling Matt that she might be getting tired of all my crap and decide to come out very soon.
Yeah, come out early. I mean, we're going on 38, so she could come anytime.
It's like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just not one of those, not meant to be on Monday.
Yeah, Mondays, am I right, guys?
But we just wanted to kind of like, I guess, update y'all, let y'all know what happened. As we said yesterday, everybody's okay. We're okay. Obviously looking for a new truck soon, and we will be getting another truck because that thing was sturdy and safe.
I'm looking for another F-150 because if that survived that, then I'm definitely all for that truck. I don't know anything about Dodge or anything else, but yeah. Yep.
Well, I know this video is not normally the type of video that we put up.
But we just wanted y'all to know.
Yeah.
So,
you guys are our family, and we wanted to update y'all. And we're good. We're okay.
Good.
We're thankful. We're okay.
We're
We watched over on Monday. And
yeah. But literally, we're back to normal life already. We transferred everything from the truck to the CRV, so the car is different, but everything else is about the same, which is good. That's what we want. We just want normality while we're getting ready for Eva to come. But there's a chance we may be heading over to Austin sooner rather than later, so you may see a change of scenery also soon. But yeah, everything's actually kind of good. Everything from the wreck turned out okay, and I mean we're happy again. You know, just try not to think about the exact time too much of the wreck and all that. But
we're moving forward. And
yeah,
I'm more thankful than ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have fun out there.
Be safe out there.